How can the man not be awesome with a last name that's a direction? West? If I were to pronounce his name differently, can ye west? Can you west? Can you go west? For a moment, just put some space in the word God, the D in God, to make go. There was a quote, "Go west, young man." And to me, that is what God is saying to me right now, to go west. Not just the direction of west, which we should do in our mind. Go north, go south, go east, go west. But the reason why we say there is one way to God, because you can only go in one direction at a time. God has the ability to disperse. God has the ability to scatter your enemies. But for those that understand, after you scrambled or, collected bones and threw them and scattered them, you have to collect them. You have to see what has come of that which you have scattered. And so the word west is also stew. It is also et, as Latin word meaning with. Et, W-S, or et, S-W. And double U is two of you. And so there is also a saying that there can only be one. So let's just say Kanye West is one. He has won the West. When he had his mental breakthrough, because that's what he calls it, and I call it what people call it that have them. His breakthrough was a merging of his W to have double vision. It says either you have blurred or you can see two things simultaneously. And so I refuse to limit God or God's creation. Some of us are on a higher plane where we can sunburst, if you will, in a positive way. But until we capture the ideas of basics, of words, it would help the collective, it would help the group of people to keep things simple. And so again, I'm here to give some praise, some accolades to those who have already done it, already doing it, refuse to stop, except to acknowledge their greatness and other people's greatness. I appreciate every living human being on this planet because it makes up 7.9 billion people. And my point is, I'm here to save them all. 7.9 is my birth date, my month, and the day I came on this planet in this lifetime, this dispensation. And I believe that nothing is by chance or happenstance, as we have taken those words to mean. The pulse that Kanye exudes when he is on stage or with a group of people, which again, I believe he's always at a stage, if you will. He's always on a platform. We all are, whether behind the scenes or with a flashlight or a spotlight. You are on display for your life. And if God is anything inside of us from a physical, material kind of way, if God is more than just the breath of us, the spirit, the aha, if God is more than that, I would say that God is our pineal gland, or God is our, I would still say pineal gland, but God does not work alone. God is good. So where did the other O come from? Well, we have somebody on the planet called Oprah. She turned her name backwards, forwards, took a magazine, became a network, became her own. And to have such powerful initials like OWN, now, one. This is what the world, I believe, is overlooking. Their own name, their own identity. Kanye mentioned that we studied history in school. And I thought he was going to say, but there's no class called Her Story. But he went another way and he said, there's no class called Future. Because he is a visionary. I'm an actuary. I'm an auditory, whatever you want to, whatever you hear, add to it, especially when it comes from genius. I hadn't heard enough people talk like me. That can be discouraging, but know that means that you are a genius. You are your own Genesis. We hear so much about black and white. I want to color with the other crayons. We've got purple, red, blue, brown, which is our own. My skin is not black. Caucasian skin is not white. So what are we talking about? I'm not in a race. I'm not running to go anywhere. If I'm running, it is to pump my heart. It is to keep my blood circulating. It is to make sure I am not sluggish. And it makes me want to move and rock right now as I talk about it. Because as a mother, when you're soothing your child, you're soothing your baby, when you're feeding your child, you rock. And every time I've seen Kanye in his clips, and they're showing different groups, and he's right there in the middle of the people. He's right there, taking the stage, taking the moment. The mom meant what mom meant for us to do. I don't know if it's really a matrix. He's rocking, by the way, to finish my sentence. He's rocking, he's moving, he's in motion like the ocean. It's ever moving. We are not meant to be still. That is what death is for at night. We have death, burial, and resurrection every night. When you lay down in the bed and you cross your arms, if you do that, it's what the Egyptians did, the Mesopotamians did, the gods of Egypt. They had the keys in their hand. They crossed their chest to protect their heart. That stillness in the night is for your downloads, You're plugged in. You bury yourself with your sheets, your comforter. You resurrect in the morning and you take off your grave clothes. And you rise as the sun, with the sun, not gender specific. I believe that is one of our worldwide spoofs, calling God a he. And so the inference is, believe it or not, the inference is that the woman or the female aspect is the devil. It doesn't have to be said. It is understood. If there is an opposite and God is he, then the opposite, quote, devil is she. If it's not that, then if we try to illustrate, to put God in formation, in color or lack of color, make God white or make God black. When we do that, then we're saying that God is not yellow, God is not brown, God is not red. If all we can do is image God in our own one-way thinking. The beginning of God is go. We all heard that call to go. That's what started our mission, but it does not have to be a race. If it was a race, I won. I won a couple of years ago as it pertains to breakthrough and understanding the mind of God. To take the word mind and see that it is the beginning of diminish, to try to squeeze God down into a box. Sure, God is in a box, but he's outside the box too. He is the box. She is the box. They are the box. The boxology, the study of boxes, the study of squares, the study of circles. I love being a 9 because it gives space and it leaves space for ever improvising, ever improving, ever growing, ever learning as the knowledge of the truth. I'm not stuck in truth, even though it is a rut, it is a groove. It is that noon to be straight up. Listen to Ebonics, listen to my culture, my people talk, to see how we have hit it and to see how we have missed it. To take your life from dope to dopamine. Dopamine, mine, a minor, a M-I-N-E-R or M-I-N-O-R. Words sound the same. They vibrate the same. So if you don't know how to spell, then you're going to misdirect your own course. God is not simply in the words. He is in the arrangement of words. And so the game of the Tower of Babel, the B-A-B-B-L-E, the baby L's, the baby gods, the Elohim, the B-I-B-L-E instead of B-I-B-E-L, the bib for L. And again, Elohim is plural. God has not made one of anything. These are the dichotomies. These are the mind-bending thoughts that have had us running around like rats for cheese. I'm here to give them to you. I'm here to be straight up with you. I love you all. I'll keep it brief. I'll see you on the other side.